Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another blood-fueled, blood-filled, blood-drenched adventure. Um, Especially coming off of last week, there was some blood a spew and a plenty last week, um, from self-inflicted wounds, or at least voluntary wounds. Um, our players have had a bit of a rough go. But we'll get to that in just a moment. First, want to introduce the show and everybody. This is Dread Rising. It's an Outbreak Undead system by Hunters Entertainment. So this is a horror game. It is a survival horror game where our party is attempting to survive the zombie apocalypse that has just broken out in the Pacific Northwest, at least. And last week, things got a little bit real for them as each of our two separated parties lost at least a piece of a loved one. I didn't know where I was going to go with that until the words were coming out. Oh, man. Yeah, so
It's a horror game.
it is a game of horror.
Not a
soon,
comedy.
man.
Not a comedy. Not a comedy.
Too soon.
So remember that this is a game of horror and tragedy, and things will happen. We have veils in place for the cast. We've discussed all the lines that we shan't cross, and if anybody begins to get uncomfortable, we've got outs and safe words. It's always pineapple. With that, let's meet our cast real quick. Let's start with Clyde, who's suffered the most recent personal tragedy in this game of horror and survival.
Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. I'm playing Clyde.
You're a little quiet.
Sorry about that. Here, that should help us quite a bit.
He's dealing with a lot of emotions.
I'm Noir. I'm playing Clyde. Last session was pretty rough. Me and my ex-wife, we got into a bit of a skerfuffle. Accidents occurred, and unfortunately, she didn't make it. And I'm just trying to deal with that. You know,
It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna focus on surviving with my buddy Daniel here, and maybe see if we can find our original group, because I need some normalcy back in my life. I'm just going to see if I can locate Miss Strong and reclaim that 3%.
No, it's what brings you back around. Keeps you feeling alive.
It's the job gives me purpose, because the only purpose I had before then was trying to rebuild my marriage, even though that was clearly not a priority for Jenna. So now I just need to take all that energy and sadness and depression and wrap it up tight in a ball, and just get that 3%.
Look, you can get busy living, or you can get busy dying.
Yeah, Shawshank, good movie.
Let's actually hop kitty corner to the other individual that faced some personal horror last episode, Deputy Maxwell Gray. How's your mental state right now as you watched your wife get the lower part of her leg sawn off in a veterinary clinic?
Fragile.
He's a man on the edge with nothing left to lose.
Well, I mean, he still has plenty left to lose, but
She's
it's
got another
probably
leg,
the most
2 arms.
shaken up he's ever been. I think it's reasonable to say that.
Yeah, your whole world has been flipped upside down in a matter of hours.
Mm-hmm.
You've had to shoot several people that you know. Being one of the denizens of this town, two of our cast members are locals and two of them were just visiting. So you've actually encountered a few people that you knew personally,
Yep.
and had to deal with them.
Yeah, at first with all this starting, I'm still duty bound to protect and serve, but as the chaos continues to ensue and as the situation seems less controllable and the more danger we're put in, it turns more into being a matter of defending yourself and those around you. Which is still something he's going to have to unpack. But
At some point, right now
still not
it's
the time.
sort of survive at all costs.
Mhm.
Ms. Quinn Strong is the next person on our list here, and she actually was the proponent for chopping off a limb in an attempt to stave off the zombie virus.
You make it sound a little bit creepier than it actually was, I think. Out of the goodness of my heart,
Yes.
I suggested the
go.
one way in which I thought we could help Miss
Gray.
Barbara, and I think it was kind of a no-win situation. You either lose the wife altogether or you lose the leg. So the leg seemed more reasonable.
You all are at a vet clinic just north of the town of Corvallis, and you have gotten there in a police cruiser, just to remind everyone. And it is not a Honda. It is a poorly built other model vehicle that will not survive the zombie apocalypse. Although down south in the town of Corvallis, moment of silence, we may have lost some characters, but most importantly, last week we lost the Honda Accord and John Mayer, who was stolen.
Not the man, the album.
Yes, the album. Yes, we haven't encountered John Mayer, although we have, Terry Yules, Carrie Yules. Yeah, Carrie Yules' cousin might be out there somewhere. Last but certainly not least, Daniel, you aren't exactly the loving, caring type. How are you coping with your new friend Clyde here, who's just had to not only, he watched his wife die, but he did the honorable thing and double tapped, made sure
she wasn't coming back. Honestly, I'm glad he did, because every time in the movies, whenever the friend does it, the person gets mad at the friend who does it. So I'm glad that he stepped up and he did it. It's gonna. I think it's cathartic. He's really letting her go now. That's the way that I view it.
I don't know if you should bring that up.
Oh, thanks. Voice in my head.
That's it might not be a good time. It's a little raw right now.
Yeah, I'm not great with comforting people, so I guess we're gonna see what happens. I mean, the good news is he still has other things to live for. One, I'm in his life, and that's incredible. I can't imagine what it's like to meet me. Two, he still has his job, and he seems to really care about something like 3% of something between him and Miss Quinn. And honestly, I think if I can just keep him on that track, just keep him focused on his job, I think I can get him through this apocalypse alive, because I like him. He's good people.
We will actually be starting there in the Cascade Barbecue, where the Honda Accord crashed unceremoniously through the front, and there's been a bit of an altercation that has occurred in which Jetta expired. She said, a few nice things on the way out. At least it didn't end totally terrible, maybe. Real quick reminder, since this is new and I forgot, before we get going, that we have a little meter going on underneath my picture right here. And if we reach a communal value of $50 today, and all proceeds go directly to the cast, then at a moment of my choosing, a moment of dramatic importance, one member of the party will automatically fail some sort of check or roll. So if you want to bring some pain to the party, we have that option available.
For example, getting into a car and making sure that there aren't undead beneath it waiting to bite your leg. Or automatically failing a driving check and crashing your car while your wife is unbuckled in the seat next to you. Those kinds of failures.
Or crafting a legal defense to get out of a contract that you duly signed.
Over my rotten reanimated corpse.
We can make that happen.
And with that cry of rage, we come back to the barbecue restaurant as Clyde slams his fist down onto the table in rage and frustration.
He's got blood splatter on his shirt, so he's just going to go to like where the barbecue shop has like their merchandise, and he's gonna take one of their stay calm, drink on shirts, and he's gonna put that on. He like every time he's walking like mindlessly, not paying attention to the body, and he goes, you should see if there are like any butcher knives or anything. We need to load up on weapons because we're gonna have to walk for a little bit before we can find another car.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and see if I can find some stuff. Also, when we had all this going on, I wanted to see if you know what this number is. I think it's a radio frequency, and then I show him the number, which is 26.965.
What would I have to roll to see if I know that?
This is one of those situations where, let's see, if there's not something that directly confirms, there's a mechanic with this system called Gestalt points, and it's kind of it's kind of a catch-all thing that you can use. Let's say Morse code comes up. This is the example they use in the book. Morse code comes up, and we sort of craft a scenario where you would have known Morse code. So let me see if there's anything that I feel like would just work regularly. Otherwise, we can use, let's use 5 of your Gestalt points if you want to cash them in to have a little bit of knowledge of radio signals.
Can I put that in science telecommunications?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'll put my 5 points in there, and then he'll just kind of look.
I'm sorry. It's not so much that you get training in that skill. It's more you know that thing, right? Like you kind of just have that knowledge.
Gotcha. Okay. Then he goes, it's a radio signal. From the looks of it,
you know specifically that that is a radio frequency on the civilian band. Where'd my notebook go? Oh, it's at the very bottom of the civilian CB band, right above the where the military starts going. So there's the military that controls this, and then there's a guard channel, and then there's the civilian bands.
Yeah, he's just gonna go. It's one of the last radio signals that civilians can use before they start entering into military signals.
Oh, okay. So I guess we need a radio then.
When we get out of here, let's make it a priority to look for abandoned trucks. That'd be the easiest way to find a CB radio.
Cool. Because I have a sat phone, but that's not going to do us any good. So.
Would a sat phone do us any good?
Would not.
Okay.
Sat phones don't deal in radio frequencies.
Nope.
Okay. Then yeah, he's gonna go ahead, and I'm gonna assume there's a butcher knife in a rib shop.
Yes. Roll me. Both of you can roll me search.
Woo! Wait, I'm rolling 2d6. What am I doing? All right,
Game are
You're
you
heartbroken.
playing?
I
This
don't
one.
remember. All right, there
You're
we
just
go.
really into character and emotionally distraught.
I rolled a 29, and my search is 43.
So that's how many degrees of success? 3?
I believe 2.
Okay.
Well, his 2 just got negated by my 4 degrees of failure.
Oh my god.
So we're at
Okay.
an overall 2 failure right now.
For most of this game, I feel like the only roles that Daniel has succeeded on are the ones that end up killing other people. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Well, clearly, that's what the game wants. Then can't help it.
The dice want what the dice want.
Okay, so I'm guessing we don't find a butcher's knife.
Unless somebody wanted to use.
I am not using competency points for this.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
'cause,
we
you know,
still have other weapons.
It's true.
Yeah.
It would have been wonderful if you'd had some competency points left over last week, huh?
I thought they refilled at the beginning of every session.
Oh, they do, but towards the end of last
Oh
week.
yeah, that would have
Yeah.
been nice. Wow, way to rub that in.
I know. You spent all your competency points to see that John Mayer CD walking away from you.
I promise before this campaign is over, I'm getting that CD back. That's on the list now.
Maybe we should rate him for sponsorship too. We'll just cast this net real wide.
Hey,
Honda, John Mayer. Honda.
Maybe we can have a commercial with both of them in it. It's fine.
Handle the apocalypse on your own accord.
While you're waiting for the world to change.
As you all are searching around, however,
So good.
because failures can't just go unpunished.
Yeah.
As you all are searching around, you're going through the kitchen. You're not being very quiet. You actually hear something coming from the freezer.
Do I see any booze nearby?
Booze?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately, because you failed your search, then this is a dry restaurant.
So much right now.
Yeah, you guys don't find shit. There's nothing in here, except a banging coming from the freezer. And as you all both face the freezer door, we switch over to a veterinary clinic north of the city. And just timeline check, we're looking later evening, so we've passed 5-6 o'clock, and the sun is starting to go down. And Quinn and Maxwell are at the veterinary clinic. If we recall correctly, the vet and the assistant have left already.
Yes, I sent them away. Does this veterinary clinic perhaps maybe have like an employee staff room with some snacks in it, or like a vending machine or something like that?
Yeah, there's you were brought several bottles of water, and if you go poking around, then you can find um, small um, a small break room area. It's more like an alcove with a microwave and a refrigerator just in the middle of the hallway.
Okay. Yeah, I will empty it. I'll try and find like one of those cool veterinary clinic tote bags that you get with your like annual appointments for your puppies and stuff. I'm gonna gather up as much of that as I can, and I'll take some to Maxwell and see if he's willing to eat something. I don't know how his wife is doing, but I don't get the sense that I should be the one checking. So I'll just kind of like push a bag of peanuts towards him and take a few steps back.
So in the room, I'll probably be tending to Barbara, dabbing her forehead and just making sure she's still here. So as you come in and pass me the bag of peanuts. Thanks.
How's she doing?
She's alive.
It's a good start. She's still feverish?
Yes. But I don't know if that is an infection or the body coping with the loss.
Well, we can check very easily. Could I examine her leg and see if there's any sign of, I don't know, like rot or any kind of smell or pus or anything that's there right now, present after the surgery?
Absolutely. Roll me either first aid or medical. Which one you roll depends on what information you can get. Sorry, advanced medicine would be the other one. First aid or advanced medicine.
Where's advanced medicine?
It's under the trained skills. Bottom left.
Oh, okay.
I doubt that you have anything there.
No. So I will roll first aid. I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 competency points to make that a single point of success.
Okay. As you peel back the gauze that has been, he didn't like pack it, he just loosely laid it over it.
Mm-hmm.
You see that he did a very commendable job of sewing up the end. So he left a flap of skin to cover over the end there and used that to, and it actually looks irritated, slightly red, slightly puffy, and just a little bit warm, but there's no rot or immediate gangrene or anything wild and otherworldly like that.
This looks like a good sign. The body is still reacting the way that it should be, so hopefully it's the latter. Her body's just trying to recover.
Yeah. Quinn.
Yeah.
You don't think this is some zombie apocalypse, do you?
Look, I don't believe in any of that shit, but I believe in disease. I believe in rabies. And I believe in medicine being the best course of action to prevent it, so. But it looks like it's already gotten out of hand. I mean, I don't know, the military acting before the public even knew.
It was so fast. Everything was happening in Washington. We were hearing it on the news, and then it's happening in the street. I just don't... I don't understand what's going on, but I don't want to lose anyone because of it.
Yeah. The good news is I think we caught Barbara's bite in time. I think she's going to be okay, but I also think that we need to work on a plan, and we can't stay here. It's just not
I told
safe.
you we need to get up to Camp Adair. That's where the
Hey,
army said
Colonel
they're going.
Nincompoop, don't eavesdrop.
Just trying to help y'all, and I agree. I think we need to get going.
Okay, where to? Why is this camp so great?
I don't know. I just know that's where we were told to go.
I'd only trust you if I didn't see them laying fire into people.
Look, we were told that there was an infectious disease going around, and we had to make sure we had to kill everybody that was dying or something like that. I don't know. I was told to shoot the dead bodies, so I shot the bodies.
And you know nothing about those that were firing into the crowd outside?
No, we were instructed to all right, look, they told us they told us that there was some wild disease that made people go mad, all right? And there was no curing them, that they had to be put down, and it was a threat to national security. So if they were shooting anybody in a crowd, then they would have been shooting people that had been infected and whatnot.
No, they were just civilians.
Yeah, I'm sure that you're mistaken.
Doesn't matter. I can't go north. I need...
You know what? Maxwell, you stay with your wife. Maybe change out her saline drip. I'm gonna go talk to Rasmussen. Was it?
That's right.
About
Corporal.
this camp we're heading to. And I'll kind of walk past Rasmussen and tilt my head for him to come with me, and then head to either another exam room or an office or something like that.
Maxwell.
Yes.
As they leave the room, they are. We left you with your phone ringing, when we ended last week, and
We can
nobody
stay
ever
and make the
picked
call
up.
now.
Nobody
okay.
ever picked up. So Barbara's mother is watching your son, and as of now, you aren't able to get a hold of anybody on the other end of that line.
Well, I can't leave Calvin with Susan. We know she doesn't take her medicine. God, Barbara, I wish this didn't happen to you. What do I do? And I'm gonna sit and ponder that.
What did you want to say to Sergeant Corporal Rasmussen?
I listen, sir. Tell me about this camp, because we have a very sick woman, and moving her doesn't seem like a great idea unless we can be sure that we're going someplace safer. So unless you have more information about why this is the place to go, the vacation destination for Corvallis What, like, you've got to give us more than I was told to go there, because you've been told to do a lot of dumb shit in the last 24 hours.
Look, okay, Camp Adair. You're not. I take it you're not from here then.
Oh God, no.
It's an old army camp. They spun it up after World War II and used it for training for a while, and then some German POWs were stationed there for a little while, and then they decommissioned it. But it was there was this program, some missile launch facility thing was being spun up there before the whole project was scrapped. So there's some facilities there that they said we could defend, and the all right, I'm not supposed to tell anybody this, and I only know because I overheard it.
I'll take a step closer to him and just, like, try and intimidate him with my presence there. Everything you know.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Everything I know. I overheard the governor's supposed to be going there. They're supposed to be evacuating the governor out of Salem and bringing them down there.
And then?
I don't know. Hold out.
Oh my
See,
God,
until
you
Big Army figures out what's going on.
Stupid man, you're so fucking short-sighted. What happens when the defensible location is no longer defensible? You saw how many of those things there are.
Yeah, this thing's out in the middle of nowhere. It's a good spot, I'm telling you. Lots of hunting up there.
Will they let us in? I'm not military. They
Yeah,
are not
I'll
military.
vouch for you. Look, we're gonna need all hands we can get. I don't know when Sergeant Rasmussen developed a southern twang, but that's what we're going with now.
In high pressure situations, he resorts to his roots. Don't fuck us over.
Don't fuck me over. Look, you guys got the car. I ain't got a car.
We saved you, didn't we?
I don't know. I might be fine. Fat, dumb, and happy there in the hospital.
I mean, you have the dumb part right.
You know, you aren't very good with people.
When I want to be, I am.
Meanwhile, back in the barbecue restaurant, as you all are standing there, the door shutters one more time and then springs open as whatever was on the other side hit the emergency no lock in the freezer button. Did you all draw your weapons?
Yeah, I've got my baton out. And I'm ready to bash somebody's fucking skull in.
I've got my makeshift club out, and I'm ready to let Clyde bash somebody's fucking skull in.
Daniel's frozen in a very pensive position right now. I really like it.
Perfect.
True Sith Lord. I want both of you to roll me composure.
Okay, that's a 21, and my composure is 33. So that's 1 degree of success.
Okay. Oh.
Daniel, please. Fucking please,
Stop
man.
rolling.
Fucking please, man.
How did you do?
I am so sorry.
I take it that you failed.
I did. I rolled a 74, and my composure is a 41. So that's
3 degrees of
3
failure.
Degrees of failure.
Right. Well, 2 degrees.
I will use. Wait. You got 2 degrees of success, right?
Nope, he only got 1.
No, I got one.
So that's 2 degrees of failure. Oh, this seems important. I will use 2 of my competency points to negate it. To negate 2 of those fails.
And then how many failures does that leave us at now? 1?
No,
0.
that's 0.
Okay.
He had 3 degrees, and your one
One
positive canceled out. You all go to swing. You're primed up. You're ready. And right before you connect, this person seems like a person, and they stumble into you. Oh my god! Oh my god! Thank God! Oh, I closed myself in there. And I don't know what's going on, man. There was somebody in the restaurant started like going into spasms, and then they bit the manager, and blood was everywhere, and
Clyde's gonna just push him off of him and just go. Have you been bitten?
no. What do you? I hid in the freezer immediately. I couldn't get it. Where's everybody?
Is there anything useful in the freezer, like knives,
Weapons?
or booze?
No, it's a freezer. There's meat. What are you guys talking about?
Booze could be in the freezer.
No, we don't
So you
serve
don't
booze in
know-
this establishment. We got our liquor license taken away because, yeah, I'm not gonna go into it.
Oh, this is that place. Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense. Okay.
Do you have any food left? Because like we haven't eaten in a while. We should probably
yeah.
worry about
I mean,
that.
check the cooler. There's probably some baked beans and coleslaw in there left over from lunch rush.
How long would it take to make some briskets? Can we order some briskets?
The kitchen is closed.
We've had a bit of a day. Can you open the kitchen?
Please. I could really use some briskets right now. He's like on the verge of crying.
Are you fucking kidding me? Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. I don't know. He's gonna look around. Yeah. He goes in the freezer and brings out some cold meat that's left over. Yeah. Here, it's burnt ends and some brisket. Yeah. Here you go. You guys are-
You don't have a microwave you could heat this up for my boy at? You don't have one of those?
I was kinda hoping
Seriously?
you might have a microwave or something.
You know what, guys? There's the microwave.
Oh,
Y'all
thank
on your
you.
own.
Okay.
And
Cool.
he's going to leave you.
Oh, you should be careful out there. There's zombies. Okay, let's eat.
Okay, yeah, let's eat some of these briskets. He puts it in the microwave for 3 minutes and 25 seconds because that's the perfect amount that you put in for brisket. Everybody knows that.
That's Travesty. You overcooked it. It's rubbery.
I will roll for this.
Is there a cook? Chef? Roll for chef? Roll for impromptu barbecue chef?
That has to be
I will
under
use-
expert skill checks. Right?
I will use more of my G-Stone if I have to.
Sure. It's the perfect temperature. Both you roll me spot listen.
Oh no.
Aw.
Well, now it's my turn to do the Daniel. Actually, I'm gonna use my competency to Can you use competency to reroll? No, you can't. That you just use it to subtract.
1 degree of success.
I rolled a 96.
What?
I told you it's my turn now, and that is 4 degrees of failure.
Okay.
Oh, I don't even have enough to fix that.
This time we're gonna take care of this separately. Clyde, you are overcome with grief and barbecue, and you don't hear it, but Daniel, you hear and you hear a Honda Accord engine sputtering to life, and then you hear crunching of glass and gravel and bricks, and maybe a little bit of a bumper dragging as the Honda is backed out of the front of the restaurant.
Can I run and try to shoot my shotgun at it? At the driver?
I would also like to follow him if I see him running.
Sure. You can roll for anything you want to.
Okay.
Okay.
Roll me. So first, roll me. Well, not first, but each of you roll me a blue speed dice, as well as your firearm long gun.
I got a 1.
And
I got a 4 on my speed dice.
Okay, what are you attempting to do, Noir, Clyde?
And for my, well, I was gonna try to talk him down before I shoot him.
Oh, he's already pulling out. He's driving away.
Okay, then I guess I have no choice but to shoot him.
All right. Then you have firearm pistol.
Yes, my firearm pistol is. Where are you at? Sorry, 1 second. So sorry. Okay, it's 40. It's 42, and I rolled a 25.
Okay. Daniel, how'd you roll on the shotgun?
I missed with a 10 degree, so 1 degree of failure. You know what? I'm going to use my competency points because I keep forgetting to use those. I have 1 degree of success and 1 competency point left. I'm going to use them all at the very beginning. That way, we always fail.
Seems great. Great idea. I love it. I have no complaints.
Big brain time, guys. Big brain time.
So I also rolled a 1 and a failure on driving.
He probably doesn't know how to drive stick.
Yeah. So here's what's gonna happen. You all run. You hear the struggling Honda Accord engine turn over, and you dash out to the front of the restaurant as this gentleman backs out over the curb. He slams on the gas and jerks the wheel, and immediately runs into a light pole as you let loose with a blast of shotgun, and you rip through the front driver's side window and pepper him as he stumbles out of the vehicle. You draw bead, Clyde, and drop him right there on the sidewalk.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm gonna walk over to him to see if he's dead or dying.
Roll me your red dice, both of you.
That's a 6.
It's a 2.
Yeah. So Daniel, you peppered his right side, and there's blood there. But Clyde, when you go over, you see a neat hole right under his eye, with blood slowly leaking out of it.
Yeah. I'm starting to scare myself with how good I'm getting at that.
You're just impressing me. I mean, that is a solid shot. I am just, my jaw on the floor. Well done, Clyde. That's super impressive.
Clyde's like in tears and he falls to his knees next to this guy. Takes a deep breath, and then he's just gonna start looting his body. Just see if there's anything he's got on him.
I'm gonna kneel down next to him. It's okay. Remember, we're probably in a simulation right now.
I hope so.
So we're just trying to figure out the rules. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. And I pat him on the shoulder.
I've killed so many people.
You've only killed people you've had to kill.
He could have asked if he wanted a ride. He was stealing my car.
Exactly. This is the apocalypse, man. You know, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
And he stalled. That's why he hit the light. He doesn't even know how to drive. Is there anything on his person?
Nope. He's got a set of keys and a wallet.
I'm gonna take the wallet and see what's in it.
$13, a credit card, and 6 expired Bed Bath and Beyond coupons.
Well, see, he was just wasteful.
Yeah, you gotta
don't feel
use these
too
coupons
bad.
before they expire. You know, they have
Yeah.
the Candlemania deals, and you gotta get to that.
It's important.
Yeah.
Not Bath and Body Works. No, Bed Bath and Beyond.
Oh,
Bed Bath
Bed
and
Bath and
Beyond.
Beyond.
Very, very different.
Okay.
I'm just working on
And-
more sponsors here. We just keep
And,
doing
and
product
we're
placement.
Sure, and we're
real
sure
quick-
the coupons are expired.
Yeah. Well, they are now. Real quick, we're gonna do a quick fix on the overlay because Daniel has been frozen for quite some time, and as amusing as it is, we would like to see his expressive face. So Daniel, if you want to shut that down real quick.
And turning it on again. In the meantime, why don't we do our dice giveaway?
Oh, hot damn. So
Yay.
from the barbecue restaurant across the street, there's a place called Trump's Hobbies, no lie. And in Trump's Hobbies, there's a giant sign that says DHD, Die Hard Dice, the best dice in the market.
Hold on,
So-
I have to check and make sure what my command is. Exclamation point horror.
If you type exclamation point horror into the chat, you will be entered to win a set of dice from Die Hard Dice.
I mean, if that's what y'all want to have happen, you can
I
just-
can't enter. I kind of won last week.
Love it.
Can you explain why you have 2 cameras?
Yeah, you're in here twice now, Alex.
Is your phone on? I hear us echoing.
And we can hear ourselves.
I'm working on it.
He's ruined everything. Kick it. Kick that other one.
Well, he is in place. So while he's figuring that, let's head back up north to Quinn and we're all moved around.
I know.
Quinn and Maxwell. It's getting late, and I don't imagine that you all want to walk around in the zombie apocalypse after dark. What is your all's intention for the evening?
I would have probably gone around the whole building with Rasmussen to fortify any entrances, to see if there are lights that I can turn on, like floodlights outside the building. And again, just kind of making this a little bit safer.
Okay. Seeing if there's a mechanic for doing this, but we're just going to allow it for the time being. Roll me.
I'll fix
No.
everyone's windows
No.
here in a second.
We're fine. That's fine. You shore up the windows, shore up the doors by just whatever you can find. Maybe some kennels, maybe some extra chairs or something like that. Just putting it all on the up against any entrance that could come in.
Okay. And again, I would be looking for supplies and things of that nature too.
Okay. Are you going to help her search for supplies, Maxwell, or are you staying firmly glued to your wife?
Has she been consistent for the time that I've been watching over her?
Yeah, she's fluttering her eyes every once in a while. But she hasn't woken back up yet.
Okay. I'm gonna, whoever the vet assistant is, the vet tech,
They have left.
she straight up left? When did that happen?
Last week, Quinn
I
talked
told
her
them to
and the
leave.
vet into leaving and going home.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
They did the
all right.
hard part.
No, it's fine. I definitely don't need a vet with any kind of experience, clearly, in cutting legs off to be here. Yeah, yeah. If she's been consistent, I'll just change out the rag on her forehead before assisting in gathering supplies and bunkering doors. The whole time I'm going to be clearly conflicted with something.
You all roll me search.
It's like I have dice for this or something.
That's gonna be 1 degree of success.
Okay.
I can't. Oh. Using all my finger muscles.
Oh,
Justice, what the fuck? This has been fine, but it's been a little humid here.
look,
It's okay.
I was focused on
You're
aesthetics.
not one of those like built cops. You're one of the ones who does a lot of desk work. So
Actually, specifically in my thing that he refuses to do desk work, and that's why he's not
because
a
you can't
detective.
read.
No, because he doesn't want to get fat. So, we're doing a search.
Yep.
That's 1 degree of success.
Okay. What in particular are you looking for, Quinn, and what in particular are you looking for, Maxwell?
I'll let Maxwell start.
So I had already pilfered medicine when we had arrived.
Yep.
So at this point, I'm gonna look in the fridge, see if they left their lunches here. Anything that is in the veterinary room, like a heavy, sturdy table, like an operating table, or anything like that for the animals that's big and not bolted down, I will use to barricade doors and such. So that's my objective, and I'll be using Rasmussen to help me carry things.
Okay. Quinn, what are you searching for in particular?
I know that this is a veterinary clinic, so it's a little weird, but I'm gonna be looking for things that would aid the recovery process for Barbara. You know, if there's I don't know why there would be a wheelchair there, but if there's a wheelchair there, if there's some kind of crutch or something we can make into a crutch, just anything that's going to make that whole life change a little bit easier to deal with.
Yeah, there aren't any crutches or wheelchairs or anything like that, but you're able to find some long metal components that are actually there's a dog kennel that wasn't put together, and so you're able to get 2 of the long support, about 4 feet long, and fashion some sort of crutch or cane out of it.
All the while, I want to periodically check on Barbara just from a non-emotionally invested standpoint and see if clinically she's doing any better, if her fever's dropped, if it looks like she's fighting off an infection, just to check in on her and make sure that, you know, physiologically she is not turning into something less than human. And I'll keep an eye on Maxwell too, because obviously this is a trauma.
Okay. How so Maxwell, you were able to find a couple like frozen meals in the freezer, and then like just random odds and ends, like the thing that you find in every break room fridge everywhere, which is like there's a random diet Dr. Pepper that nobody ever drank, every condiment that you could imagine that looks like they've been used once or twice.
Lots of Taco Bell sauce.
Yeah, there's the little drawer in the door there has every like fast food sauce imaginable in it there.
Awesome.
So there's enough there for you all to put together a decent meal for the 4 of you if Barbara wakes up. what does Quinn notice as she's paying attention to you? How is you doing?
So every moment he's not moving around or carrying something or being overly irritable to the soldier with us, he's checking his phone. And he's not checking for Twitter updates. He's looking for texts or phone calls from Susan. And he probably calls a couple more times and seems to be getting more anxious as time goes on.
Quinn, do you respond to that? You know that he has a son.
Maxwell, are you trying to get a hold of someone?
No, I'm just making phone calls for fun.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, I'm trying to call my mother-in-law. She's at home with my son. Who fucking knows what's going on there? I just want something, just some word.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is it normal for her not to pick up the phone?
I mean, it can be. Today, it was supposed to just be a half shift for me. I was gonna go watch traffic this morning, and then I'd be back in time to relieve Susan so that she could take her medicine and lay down for the rest of the day.
So she would have been in touch by now if you hadn't shown up.
Yeah. Maybe
How
she
old's your
misplaced her
son?
phone. I don't know. Calvin's 5.
Okay.
He knows how to ring us on the house phone, but that's only if he's near it right now.
Well, have you been trying the landline? If there's an answering machine, he could hear it and pick up as you leave a message.
I could, but I worry about the noise. If they're hiding, I don't know. I guess I'm just anxious about it is all.
Well, do you think that Susan would have tried to leave town when she heard the news? I mean, everyone heard the announcement this afternoon.
I know that if the military's driven down roads collecting people, she would have gone in. I know that if she were still in that house right now, at this point in time, she could either be running through the woods with him, or she could be naked in the road, running around.
Well, I'm sure that the military probably collected her no problem. I mean, if she isn't picking up, that's the only real explanation, right? Calvin would have gotten the phone if he'd heard you ringing. We might find them at the base that idiot keeps talking about.
It's possible. With the state that the city centers in,
It's bad.
traveling back through there is going to be a bitch.
We need to talk about Barbara.
What's there to talk about?
I've looked for some supplies to try and make her more comfortable, but we're gonna have to be really quiet since we'll be moving slower.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to admit it, I don't know that we'll be able to get into the fort without the soldier with us, and
How far out is this place?
far enough.
What do you say it was? Fort what?
Camp Adair.
Camp Adair. Is that an actual location?
As in,
It
I dare
is.
you to come here during a zombie apocalypse.
Zing.
Yep.
It is a 9-minute drive north of where you are. If you were to walk
enough.
it, it would take you 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's a good thing we still have a car. Perhaps we rest the night, see how things go. I don't know. Maybe that would give enough time for the chaos to continue spreading, but if we're going north and it came from Washington, then we're already heading to the worst of it. I don't know. It's close enough.
Don't tell her you can't reach Calvin.
She doesn't need to worry about that right now.
So you all are going to batten down the hatches and stay put for the night?
I will encourage Maxwell to get some rest and watch over Barbara for the first few hours and probably try and trade off with Rasmussen.
She does come awake for a little while, enough to drink some water. And she is still warm to the touch, but she seems mostly cognizant. She's just very tired and hurt.
Okay. That's during the night?
What was that?
That's during the night?
Yes.
How long is she conscious for? If it's
No
more
more
than a
than-
few minutes, I'll wake up Maxwell so that he can, talk
No
to
more
her
than
for a
30
second.
seconds. Just enough to drink some water and then go back out.
Then yeah, I won't wake him for that.
Okay.
Down south, you all have had your barbecue feast of leftover brisket heated perfectly at 3 minutes and 25 seconds. Where are you all going to hunker down for the night? Your car has been wrecked twice.
I'm gonna see if that guy got it to run, so I'm gonna see if I can get it to run.
And I am going to pull guard for him.
Yeah, wow. Oh, there's no mechanical. Yeah, give it. And
Diplomacy.
it's hard. Persuade it. No.
Bless
You
you.
roll first aid. Car first aid. No.
Can that be like a science check?
Yeah,
See
it'd have to
mechanical
be
engineering.
or engineering. Yeah, construction engineering. So if you don't have any points in that,
Engineering. Where is engineering?
expert skills, it's the second one on the left.
Oof. I do not. Is this something I can use G-Stalt points for?
I
If not, that's cool.
don't think so in this situation because
Okay.
it would require a mechanic of some sort to get it moving again.
So I guess neither bushcraft nor jerry rig could help in this situation.
Jury
Like,
rig
I
might.
couldn't jerry rig it. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over to it. Let me take a look. Let's see what I can figure out.
All right, just be careful with her.
I will be gentle. Okay. So where is
Just be
jerry
careful
rig?
with her,
I know
says
I
the man
took
who
it.
just crashed her not hours ago.
You know what? I don't need this from you, okay?
Jury rigging is a skill. So what does it?
Yeah, I have 2 points in that. Oh,
What does it bonus? What does it beef up?
and I shut it. I had to shut everything down because the camera froze.
You spelled jury
don't think I
rig in
have
that particular instance. Jury, jury, rigging the jury. Is that what you're trying to do here?
Fun
That's a
fact:
very
I
different
actually have jury duty tomorrow. So yes.
Gross.
Trying to get kicked out of jury duty, obviously. And yes, the
Obviously.
term is Jury rig.
wow.
Yeah.
It's not jerry rig. It is
Nope, it's
reference
jury.
to
Interesting.
using the court
They give me
system.
jury. Yeah.
Really?
It's fun.
Well,
Good
my
times.
Tune into
PDF
Barton
is-
Barbarian. You get a good zombie story and some etymology too.
That's
Ah.
the science of wordy stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I
Very
was
official
gonna
term
ask,
for
but
it.
I was like, wait, if I break down the context, I think I got it.
You learned that
I was just
too.
gonna
The
nod
more
and pretend
you
I knew what happened.
Knowing what etymology means is etymology.
Look at that. And now I know
Hey.
what
Stop.
etymology means.
Don't
Fair.
get meta. in here.
Mind blown.
I can't find it. You get the car running. There we go.
Hey.
Okay, cool. Hey, I successfully got your car running. You should drive though. I still don't know how to drive a stick.
It's
You know
running
what?
rough.
At some point, I'll teach you how to drive stick.
I appreciate
But I would
that.
like to point out, this Honda Accord has wrecked twice and it is still running. That's
You know, that's what you come to
That's
expect from Honda.
durability. That
I
is
mean,
the
that's
durability
how-
that gets them awards.
That's how you survive the zombie apocalypse on your own accord.
exactly. Yes.
Yes, yes.
I looked up jury rig. It's a nautical term,
Interesting.
just for the record.
We were all wrong about our etymology then. I'm smart.
SMRT
I'm
all the
never
way,
wrong.
baby.
It has nothing to do with knots, okay?
Okay, argue
Um,
with the internet, not with me. I just read the thing.
So with the Honda Accord running, what is your all's plan?
What time of day is it?
It is 7:00. The sun is setting.
Okay.
It is dark.
Oh, so it's winter. Okay. Now we know what time of year it is.
Yeah. I'm going to look for the nearest.
Actually, it's spring, and it's artificially dark due to a cloud of smoke that is drifting over the city from the plane crash that is burning across the river.
Well done, sir. Well done indeed.
I'm going to look for the nearest stationary truck.
And I'm going to try and keep my
semi-truck.
eyes out for a.
You know, the nearest still. You know what? This stroke. Get out of my head! I just murdered my wife.
She was already dead. You didn't murder anybody. It's fine.
Daniel says, having killed her.
Daniel didn't kill anybody. And technically, I would like to point out, it's still 0, even though I shot at someone with a shotgun just now. Still did not kill them.
I'm more afraid of how good Clyde is at murder. I don't know what his kill count is, but I'm afraid to think about it. Oh,
You
He's
guys
gonna
are
count
all
me
worried
also.
about Daniel, and it's really this guy.
Anyway,
You
Why
should
do you
sorry.
think
tally that
Daniel's
up.
being so nice to him?
I'm looking for the nearest abandoned semi truck.
Okay.
And I'm looking for a place that would look good to hold up in for the night.
I need more specifics on that.
Okay,
you're in a
so...
city.
Oh, well, if I learned anything from Shaun of the Dead, old pubs have really heavy doors. So, since my character is going based off of what he knows from zombie movies, I'm gonna look for an old English pub.
And Clyde, you will have to drive closer to the interstate to be able to find a truck in this situation.
I'm willing to do that. Look, I don't know where you got this signal from, but well, it's the only thing that we got right now, and having a CB radio might be nice.
I'm like 87% sure it's my dad, so we could probably trust it.
Well, I mean, yeah, we've got that, and also if we find a truck that's abandoned, then, um, those trucks have space in the back for sleeping
Yeah,
and stuff.
we
And
could sleep.
as much as I love my 2019 luxury edition Honda Accord, she's taking a beating, and we might need a new vehicle, and I can't think of a single vehicle better for the zombie apocalypse than a diesel semi truck.
It's true. It will be easier to come across diesel gas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call. Ah, you're in it for the win.
You mean you can't find a more reliable vehicle than a Honda?
I mean, the only thing more reliable than a Honda is a semi truck.
Um,
So if you can't afford a semi truck and you still want that reliability, you call Honda. That's your cue. Survive the apocalypse.
On your own accord.
there we go.
There
Perfect.
you go.
Nailed it.
I was looking to see if Honda made semi trucks.
As you all head closer to the interstate, you see that the fire has spread across the river and it's burning the downtown area. You don't hear any sirens attempting to put it out. At this point, a lot of the traffic has died down. The previous time when you drove through here, there were people running all over the place. There was, you passed the gas stations and grocery stores that were being looted and raided. And as you head north, paralleling the Pacific Highway, you pass a Walmart neighborhood market. And behind it, there is a semi-truck parked. The door is open. The trailer is still attached and backed up to Walmart like it was unloading some cargo. But there is a truck there.
All right.
We should do this carefully and quietly.
Of course. All right. So I'm gonna park as close as I can. And then I'd like to quietly slip out of the car.
As quietly as possible, anyway. I mean, are we? How are we
Yeah.
even driving? Are we holding the doors closed with our arms the whole time we were driving, or does the door still shut?
Door still shuts.
Oh, perfect.
It's a Honda. Come on,
Yeah.
you think a
I don't even know
shotgun
why I
shell
was questioning.
is enough to phase a Honda? All right, so I would like to sneak out of my car, and I would like to sneak to the semi truck and open the door.
All right. The door is
I
open.
am with him.
All
The
right,
door was left hanging open.
Do I see the CB radio?
Well, both of you give me a stealth roll.
And if
Be
we have a
sneaky,
point in
sneak.
stealth, then it's advantage, right?
Correct.
Nice. I got 15, and my stealth is 43, so that's 3 degrees of success.
Not too shabby.
I got a 10, and my stealth is 44, so 4 degrees of success.
Beautiful. You all get out of the car. The car continues to rattle. Well, actually, do you turn it off or leave it running?
I turn it off.
Okay. And you approach the truck, and it is quiet. You hear nothing around you. In the distance, you hear the flames roaring, and you do hear screams and gunshots, and the occasional motorbike as it revs up its engine. That would have been really cool if somebody drove by at that point and did that.
Yeah, I'm not letting somebody steal my Honda Accord.
Not again.
Not again.
And you approach the open cab of the truck uneventfully, undetected, as it were.
Is there a CB radio in this truck?
There is. They've got one up above, in the little gap above the visor there, with the handset dangling down.
And this is a single bed or a single row of seats semi truck, right? It's not one of the fancy ones with the
Nope.
second seats in the back.
It's a full cab with the back.
Full cab with the back.
Yep, it's got the bed and the bedroom and everything in the back.
Okay, then I would like to look in the back to make sure that it is empty, because you always check the back seat.
Always check the back seat. The night gets eerily quiet with that roar background noise as you creep closer to the truck. It's dark inside. As you peer in, you see nothing. Whoever abandoned this truck abandoned it in a hurry.
Are there keys anywhere?
They are not. Well, roll me a search. We will
Me
leave
too?
it up to fate.
Hey, 10%. For 3 degrees of success.
As you're looking at the CB, as you're looking at the CB radio, you bump the visor, and it falls down, and a set of keys falls down.
I want to look at Daniel, and I'm gonna go, just like Terminator 2.
Just like Terminator 2, yeah.
I'm going to put the keys in the ignition and just turn the electricity on, but not turn over the engine, just so we can get some lights in here.
As you do that, the radio starts blaring. Some local rock station, but all the lights on the dash come up, and you're deafened for a moment there as it was blaring away. But there's power going on.
Okay. Yeah, I immediately turned down the radio.
And turn out the lights that are outside.
Yeah, and I tell Daniel, get it. And I'm going to close the door behind me.
And I get in, and I close the door behind me.
How much
You guys
gas?
are learning.
How much gas does this truck have in it?
Quarter of a tank. I don't know how big trucks do their gas, but you got a quarter of a tank.
That'll last a while. Love diesel. All right. So I'm just gonna kind of look.
Second tank.
Oh, that's true.
Because
You got a quarter tank of gas.
Okay. I'm just gonna look at Danny like, new ride?
Yeah, new ride. Are you okay with leaving your Honda?
There's gonna be a long moment.
You know, it's a lot of loss here.
Yeah,
It's an
I've
icon that reminds you of another time, and it's time to move forward from that.
he's just gonna go. That Accord was that was our car. This is our truck.
This is our truck.
We're just gonna drive off.
Do you
And I
have your
put in the
CDL?
number.
Huh?
Do you have your CDL?
So I have 25 G's off on it.
Liability.
What's that? The hardcore accountant isn't taking the legality of this into account?
I just lost my wife.
Look, excuses, man.
He is dealing with this loss how he feels he
Shut
should.
the fuck up, Daniel.
Which is breaking the law, and I support his decisions in every way, shape, and form.
I realized that maybe my nitpicking and adherence to the law might have been what cost me Jetta. So I'm free now. And I'm free, and I'm going to try things a little differently as I hunt Miss Strong down to get that 3%.
You
And just because I don't like Miss Strong that much, he's gonna lean over and just continue to remind him about the 3%. Occasionally while driving, just man, I can't believe she tried to dip out of that 3%. That's crazy.
you try to pull out, and the whole truck shudders and goes goo 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 goo, and stalls. CDL is a specialized license. I without
Okay.
that one, I can't let you drive a semi.
Okay, all right. So I overestimated overestimated my abilities, but at least we could stay here for the night.
And it was a cool moment, you know. You got
Yeah.
that, like, I'm gonna do it. You drop it and
Yeah.
drive, and then stall out. And just
Yeah, I mean now I know how that guy felt. Except when I get out of this car, hopefully nobody brains me in the head with a bullet. So
It is true. We are officially trying to do the exact same thing that guy we just killed was trying to do.
yeah, which is this one of those trucks that has like a bed space in the back? All right, so let's camp here for the night, and then in the
Agreed.
morning, we go back to the Accord, which I have the keys for in my hand. We should probably keep watch. I'll keep watch first.
Yeah, we'll take turns keeping watch. Sure.
Yeah,
You go first.
yeah. I want to keep watch to make sure nobody steals the Accord or sneaks up on us.
It's a good idea.
Are you tuning into the radio?
Oh yeah, I that was one of the things he would have suggested. Is like you should probably put in that radio signal and see what that's about.
And I do.
So when you first turn on the CB, you hear a lot of chatter, lots of what's going on, handles going back and forth. Who's there? Somebody come in. Has anybody heard from Rubber Ducky? So on and so forth. You tune into 26.965, which is open air to everyone, but it's on the lower end of the spectrum, and it's not specifically for anything. Truckers are usually in the 27.165, depending on your region. And you do hear a lot of wait, I have to vote in this very important poll real quick, and everybody else should too.
As do I.
You
Wow. Okay. Wow. Nice.
you hear chatter, a lot of the same kind of questiony things. You do hear a conversation actually going on about have you seen cousin Gertrude or whatever. And in the background, you hear very faint, and at first you aren't sure what it is, and you wouldn't notice it if you weren't listening for it. But it's a series of, not a beep, but more of a and it's just faint enough you can't hear anything.
No.
It's more like a,
So it's like
Or
Morse code?
well, it's a series of dots, but it's not like beep 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 beep. It's subtle. It's on the back end of these conversations, and after listening for a while, you start to notice a pattern. So you hear 4, and then a pause. So you hear 4 twice, and then 7. It continues on, and it takes you about an hour to actually pick all of this up, because you're having to listen very closely to these patterns, but it keeps running in the same over and over again. And it's actually a set of Morse code. That I just put into chat there. Not Morse code, sorry, it's lat longs. You, Clyde, knowing your camp experience, you've learned Morse code, and this didn't sound like Morse code. So between the two of you, it took you a little while to figure out that it's a pattern. So you hear 4 slight pause, 4 slight pause, longer pause, 7, 0, and then there's a very long pause, 1, 4, 0, so on and so forth, until you come up with this lat long combination.
Cool. I think we should go there.
All right.
Personally.
Well, we've got our next destination. It seems you still got guns.
I'm up to like
bullets.
90% sure it's my dad.
I guess that's cool. Is your dad cool?
I mean, he may or may not be there.
Once you all break
And
the
if he-
code, you batten down for the night and sleep in shifts uneventfully.
Okay.
The next morning, up north, the sun is coming through. You all have slept fitfully on a pile of dog beds or a reception room couch. Barbara's awake. She's feeble, she's weak, she's got a gray pallor to her skin, and she's still very warm. But she's awake and is able to drink water and keep down a little bit of food that you give her.
Yeah, I also give her plenty of pain medication, as was directed by the veterinarian. He said the regular dose should be enough. Barbara, are you okay?
I don't know if I'd say I'm okay, but I'm still here. I'm lucid.
That's good. Well,
Make sure
we
give
have.
me some antibiotics though. Let's make sure we keep those in my system.
Yeah. Get rid of those as well. We're going to be taking a very short trip up north.
Okay.
There appears to be a safe house there for the military. So, do you mean to be muted?
Nope. Did you get a hold of my mom? Where's Calvin?
The military swung by and were picking people up.
Oh, they
So
got him.
as-
Thank God.
As long as everything is fine, we should see them there.
Okay. All right. And after not too long, she's going to fall back into a fitful sleep. Still warm to the touch. Skin is graying, but still lucid.
I would have made it a point to ask her without interrupting while she was awake. Ask her how she feels. See if there's any odd sensations or anything like that that's happening right now. Just to keep a record of it. I would have been keeping track of her temperature as the night went on too, to see if there were patterns or if it was rising or what.
Staying steady at 101 degrees. Could just be the body fighting off infection. It's hard to tell, but whatever it is, it's working fast. She makes a half-hearted joke about, well, I can't feel my left leg. So that's a sensation. No jokes. Okay.
I don't really do jokes very well. I got you some supplies so that when we do have to move you, it should be a little easier.
And what is your all's intention?
I would see if Mr. Rasmussen knew anything about the military movement within the city that might make it easier for us to navigate the area. If he knew that there were barricades, if he knew that there were areas that had been cleared out, stuff like that.
Okay. And are you, because you're intending to go back into the city, or?
We're intending to head to this base, and we have to go through the city to get to the base, right?
No.
No, we just go north, continue the road.
Well then never mind. I don't give a shit what Rasmussen has to say.
All right.
I would make sure that everyone ate and drank. If there were any spare clothes, I would grab those as well.
Okay.
Scrubs
There.
or something.
You know, I don't know if they keep scrubs.
They do. For the record, they do.
Okay. Then yes, there's some scrubs there.
Cool. I will put on the scrubs.
Okay. So you're able to make a little backpack. There's not a lot of food, and none of it's real healthy, but you have a little bit of provisions there that you're able to kind of pack together.
Whenever we have a kind of a quiet moment before we leave, Maxwell, the other two, Cleveland and that little kid who was in the costume, do you think they made it?
Made it to where? Last I saw, they were running people over and shooting them.
I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration. We've all done things over the last 24 to 48 hours that we never would have done otherwise.
I hope the best for them. But if they're at the camp, fine. I hope they made it.
I doubt they're there. They're probably acting out movie bits right now, thinking this is a zombie apocalypse or something.
They seem to be taking things like one big joke. They'd be lucky to stay around with that kind of cavalier attitude.
Well, Clyde was handy. I hope we see him again sometime. But I guess we make do with what we've got, and I'll kind of gesture to Rasmussen.
To his credit, he's been helpful in any way that he can be. You get the sense that he's not really from here, but he joined the Oregon Guard, so he didn't really have any family here or anything, and so he's happy to hang out as long as there's safety. And he does have a sidearm as well as the M4. Are you moving Barbara out to the car? What's the plan here?
Yep. I will try and carry her as gently as I can to the vehicle. Put her in the back. They probably have some form of like comfort blanket for the animals. I'm going to stuff as many of them in there and around her as I can.
You said that there was a kennel that hadn't been put together, correct?
Yep.
Okay. I'll take the panels for the sides and the top and the bottom, and I'll put them over the windows from the inside, just as a little extra bit of precaution.
In the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's driving? Who's going where?
Rasmussen, you should drive up so that when they see that you are taking us.
Yeah, sure. That's a good idea.
Whatever you need to say about why you're no longer at your post, I don't care. You found us on the way. Doesn't matter to me. I'll
Police
stick with
cruiser.
whatever you tell them.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
You should sit in the back with Barbara.
I agree.
I'll get into the passenger seat.
Okay. You all head north through the town of Lewisburg, which is it's just north. I mean, you're in Lewisburg there with the All Creatures Great and Small Veterinary Clinic. You pass. It's there's not a lot going on out here. Like, this is not a very populated area anyway, but it seems even less so than usual. The gas station that you pass on your left is empty as you head north. There's not many people about. You don't know, maybe they're all dead. Maybe they're hunkering down. Who knows?
Do we see any people or bodies or anything?
As you pass, there's a Christmas tree farm that you pass on your left as well. And you do see somebody getting noshed on in the parking lot there.
Are they still
It's-
alive?
They're not moving.
Okay.
The thing that is eating them is moving, however.
I'll
Do you keep driving
Cast
or
a-
do you stop?
I'll cast kind of a wary glance back at Barbara over my shoulder.
As you continue heading north, you enter an area. You see a sign, Adair Village. It's a small little place that looks like it used to be where the base housing was for this military camp that was here. There's some old style buildings mixed with new. It's not a thriving area by any means. You do pass a Village Food Mart off to the right. In the parking lot, the small parking lot is packed with about 20 people banging on the door attempting to get in. That seems to be locked. But Corporal Rasmussen doesn't stop. He keeps driving. And finally, there's an off-ramp of the Pacific Highway that goes to Camp Adair Road. It's paved, and it's a nice road. We're not out in the sticks. We're not like on dirt roads here. You pass what looks like a shooting range or an archery range off to the left, and continue up to a sign that says Camp Adair Memorial Garden, where he turns into the area.
Have we seen any people, any vehicles, any signs of life or unlife for the past maybe 5 minutes?
Not since the last Adair village that you passed through, where the grocery store looked like it was being.
Can we hear anything?
Not currently.
I'm gonna keep asking questions. Did it look like the people trying to pound their way into the supermarket were military folks?
No, they were regular people.
No fatigues or anything like that?
No, this is not an active military base. So this is the.
Yeah, but if the military was told to come here.
Yep.
Okay.
The corporal drives past the memorial gardens up to what looks like more abandoned area with a series of long row houses, and a bunker, a concrete bunker of sorts. And he pulls right up into an area where there's some tractors and trucks, but there's no Humvees, there's no military vehicles parked here. And he said, I think we just go in this building here. They said that there was, it was fortified or something.
It's fine. As long as we're out of the city for now.
I don't know that that's the case. An abandoned military base, you don't think that that's going to attract people if it isn't in fact the refuge we've been looking for? I just...
There's no military presence visible.
There's not.
Is there any presence visible?
Oh, this place looks abandoned. Well, I don't. There's like some farm implements here. It looks like this area has been seeded, basically. Like they use it for crops and stuff now. You know that there's a wildlife area here. There's like a preservation type area around here, where they have allowed a lot of the land to just go back to nature, as it were. But there's these three very long buildings. One is a taller barn structure style, with tractors and trailers parked out front.
Refresh my memory, Rasmussen. You said you overheard this place? Not directed specifically?
Look, no, we were supposed to go here. I overheard that the governor was coming here. It's like the only place that's fortified on this area. I don't know exactly where we need to go, however. They said that there was some sort of bunker here.
It must be underneath.
Question.
Yep.
So I have some ranks in civil engineering. I recognize that this is more military engineering, but looking at the land, would I be able to discern anything about like an ideal location or something like this for a bunker if it is in fact completely underground? Or would I know enough about the planning of a place like this?
Roll it for me.
I mean, civil engineering is different. Profession.
I think I might have something along those lines.
Design, construction, and the maintenance of works like roads, bridges, canals, dams, and buildings. Okay, so when this character is stationed at a stronghold with a population bonus of more than 2, I get extra competency points for my tiers.
Yeah, that's something that we'll explore next in the next
what would you
arc.
Like me to roll?
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Just both of you roll me spot listen. Meanwhile, Clyde and Daniel, you wake up. At some point during the night, you both fell asleep, and nobody was watching. And you somehow just kind of cuddled up together, and it turns out that Clyde was the big spoon in this situation.
I hate you.
I'm so glad I
warm and
figured out how to
safe.
do polls.
But there's nobody about immediately. You're on the backside of this Walmart. Do you head towards the... You are able to plug that lat long into your phone. The GPS is still working on your phone.
Okay. And I see that the Honda Accord is still safe and sound.
It is, yes.
Before I leave this truck, I'd like to see if I could take... just make sure that there's nothing useful in here that we're leaving behind. And I'd also like to see if I could take one of the CB radios out and put it into my Honda Accord.
Roll me search. Both of you can roll me search, as in assuming that you had been searching.
That's a failure. But it's only 1 degree of failure, so I will use.
I mean, I got 19.
Oh, nice. I'm still gonna use 2 competency points to
3
one
degrees
get rid of my failure and then add a degree of success.
Okay. So how many successes total?
I think that's 4.
Yeah.
Okay. You find the tradition, the tire thumper. that every truck carries. That's basically a baton. You find some basic snacks and a couple bottles of water and a can of Red Bull. And as you're searching around, you find Velcroed to the bottom of the underside of the driver's seat. You find a revolver with 6 bullets in it. No extra bullets, but highly illegal pistol in a big rig.
All right.
Well, I feel like you should have this unless my
sure?
shotgun fails.
All right, then I'll.
I mean,
I'll
you've been a better shot this whole time. It just seems logical.
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, and then I'll just take the CB radio, and we're gonna be good to go.
Okay, you rip it out, kind of like it's fastened in there, but the power cords are integrated to the truck, so you can pull it out, but it's not going to have any power. You might be able to rig up something from a battery or something later, so it's not a bad thing to leave behind, but it won't have its independent source of power for the time being.
Gotcha.
Now,
I'm actually gonna ask Daniel, like, do you think you'll be able to rig this up if I
will certainly try my best.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you got the car to start, so I mean, you know what you're doing. Here, I'll let you take it out.
Okay, so I guess I take that out. Also, before we go, this may be a dumb question. Do you think we should try and get some supplies from this Walmart that we're in the back of right now?
I mean, you know how that's gonna play out. The person who had this truck had a revolver in it and this heavy ass stick, and they ran. I can't.
You know what?
imagine.
I think you're right. I just wanted to put the idea out there, see if it gained some traction. I'm okay with it now.
But you know what? They may have a CB radio that's more compatible with a Honda Accord inside. Or at least a car battery that we can rig up so we have the CB radio working in the Accord.
Oh, that's actually... Yeah.
And it's a Walmart, so you know they have guns.
This is true.
It's a Walmart neighborhood market. So it's just the groceries.
It's
yeah.
just the groceries.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
We should
Yeah,
just
that makes
go.
it a lot easier. Yeah. I still got some
pharmacy?
brisket.
Oh. But did we remember that? Did our characters remember that?
I don't think we remembered that. And even if there was a pharmacy, I can't think of any drugs that I need right now other than my ADHD medicine. But that's not necessary. All right, let's go.
Yeah. We're gonna head towards the thing.
I still have my dosage, so we're good to go.
You all see a lot of the same things. You can't drive very fast in the Honda Accord because the bumper is falling off, but you head north on. You find your way back to Highway 99, away from the interstate, away from this fire that is now. That's the other thing, that as you all are sitting there, the smell of smoke greets you, and the roar of the fire doesn't seem to have diminished much. So you head north on the Pacific Highway. You see a lot more signs of destruction. You actually pass, like, where yesterday you saw a lot of people running around, and you see crowds of shambling zombies. You actually, as you leave the Walmart parking lot, across the street, across the highway, is the Safeway, and the whole parking lot just seems like something imploded there. You know, like there was a holdout, and then suddenly there was just a frenzy, and there's just a lot of dead unmoving bodies and dead moving bodies moving around the parking lot. Because you're driving slowly, there's a point where somebody runs up and like bangs on the window and looks behind them and tries to get in. I assume that you don't let them.
Yeah,
You're driving.
yeah. Well, what did this person look like again?
They are wild-eyed and crazy-looking, and they have streaks of blood on their arms and face, and part of their shirt has been ripped.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to point my shotgun at them and tell them to get the fuck off our car.
They like stumble off, and you see that there are 3 zombies coming your way. But you keep driving north. You pass a veterinary clinic, a sign for a veterinary clinic off to the right. Continue north. Excuse me. And as you follow the GPS, you start seeing signs for Camp Adair in the Camp Adair Memorial Gardens. You get off the interstate and pass an archery range, and the GPS coordinates lead you to one of 3 buildings in a cluster in this Camp Adair area. Maxwell and Quin, as you all are looking at these buildings, attempting to figure out which one to go to, you hear and then scream, and you look behind you. How'd you all do on your look, listen, or spot listen?
Well, I got 2 degrees of failure. I'm going to spend my 3 competencies to get 1 degree of success.
Me too.
Okay.
Good.
You all hear this racket coming down the road, and you look to see a familiar, if bedraggled, Honda Accord coming up the road.
You've got to be kidding me.
It's like you summoned them.
I wouldn't have said a damn thing if I thought this was going to happen.
And as you all pull up, you see a familiar, bedraggled police cruiser and 2 familiar figures standing outside of it.
Hey,
cop,
is that
yeah.
them?
It looks like if the cop tries to take my guns, I'm gonna shoot him in the head.
Oh, we going in guns a-blazing on this? All right.
Yes,
Quinn
I'm
is
not
very
in-
clearly not armed.
I am not in the mood. I've had a very long week.
It's been a day. Just
It's
one.
been-
Just
it's-
one
it's-
single day.
Well, getting all the paperwork ready for that convention was a hellish experience all of its own. And now all of it's almost over.
Hey, yeah, doesn't she owe you something?
Once I get the final sign off,
feel
this
like-
project is done.
Good.
So you all
good.
pull up, and Maxwell and Quinn Strong are standing outside of the police cruiser. You see a large, fatigued gentleman getting out of the front seat with an M4.
I'm going to kind of hold up a hand to Rasmussen so that he doesn't shoot and then ask questions.
You pull up and get out of the car. What do you all say to each other?
Oh,
How... I'm sorry. What are you doing here?
I'm sorry. Do I know you?
It's just a joke. Hi, Miss Strong. It's good to see you again.
Oh, right. These are the people that left us at the hospital. I remember now. Yeah, okay.
We left you at the hospital.
Yeah.
For what it's worth,
It's
I'm
fine,
glad
it's
that
fine.
everybody's okay.
From
Fine,
what
we
I
survived.
recall, you were following behind us and then went AWOL, but I mean, I didn't bring it up, so I'm not sure why you did.
It is truly amazing that you two are still alive. What happened to the Honda?
Oh,
I don't want to talk
it's a
about
sad
it, please.
story.
It's not.
It's not the time.
Okay, well,
I
Daniel,
rest
you
my hand on
look
his
like
shoulder. It's not the time.
Daniel, you look like one of those guys who didn't have a lot of friends or girlfriends in middle school and high school, so you probably read a lot of those weird military books that concerned adults around you. Do you have any inkling as to what we should be looking for here?
Okay, so one, spot on analogy. I don't know how you knew. It's like you just watched me grow up. It's insane. Two,
She's really good at
yes,
that, honestly.
this is a military hidden military bunker, I would assume, anyway.
I mean,
No shit.
before we
So,
can
well, then what are you
even-
asking for?
before we start bickering with each other, we need to set a foundation so that we're all on the same page. Are you both, or all three of you now, are you believers yet? Do you believe that
4.
this is a zombie? Four. Wait,
4.
1, 2. Oh, hi, ma'am.
There's a lady missing a leg. What happened there?
She was bit, and
And
we
you chopped
addressed
off the leg
issue.
to see if she's. Oh, that's so good. That's
Oh.
smart. That's smart.
It-
Now
it-
we'll know.
guys,
now we
just
know.
stop
I
it.
mean,
I don't
If-
need
yeah,
to
now we'll
prove
know if it
anything
works.
to you. How did you find out about this place? You speak
I
of the
got-
military?
Don't
how
worry
did you
about it.
find
How
out
did
about
you
this?
Find
place?
out about this place.
Oh, I don't know. There's only a fucking guy standing right next to me.
Oh,
You're
I told him.
that makes a
Oh,
lot
okay.
of sense. Now that I think.
well. I
about
mean,
it.
I didn't know for sure he was in the military. He could have been just a goon wearing fatigues. I mean,
yeah, I
people
mean,
do that.
there are a lot of amateur commandos out here. We found a signal. Wait, hold on. No, Mike. Here you see, like, he goes from being dorky to just like being irrationally upset. My question wasn't answered. Are we all in agreement that this is a zombie apocalypse? Because if we're still holding on to the hope that this is something else, then we need to continue to stay separate. Because if you can't grasp reality, then you're just going to be a liability.
He's not wrong. You should accept the fact that this is a zombie apocalypse.
Do you know where you're going or
zombie
not?
outbreak-
Because if you don't know where you're going, I don't give a shit to follow you.
Of course, I know where I'm going.
To follow, we're doing
And,
just fine on our own.
Yeah.
Then, the building across from you that the GPS led you to, the door suddenly opens up, and standing in the doorway is a diminutive lady with a cigarette hanging out of her mouth and a shotgun in one hand. And she looks out and she goes, "Hey, is that you, Maxwell? What are you doing out there? Come on, get in here." And out of the doorway pokes a small head that you recognize as your son. And that is where we're going to end for the evening.
Boo! I shoot. No, I'm just kidding.
Open
Nobody gets
fire
a
on
happy
Judy.
ending. Nobody gets a happy ending.
Even
you see,
Daniel would
you're-
be shocked at that.
Your wife's death is just the culmination of a poor divorce or a poor relationship.
I keep trying to remember, did we ever see her verbally assaulting him and defending her lover Jake?
You
No.
all
We
never
didn't
met
witness
Jetta.
that? Because that
You
would
never met
really,
Jetta.
I would love to have witnessed that in character.
Nothing
Maybe in
makes me
spirit.
happier than the fact that you have to live with the fact that you don't
You
know.
know, It all
Oh my
depends on how
goodness.
you describe her later on.
Fucking Judy.
I can tell you how he
Judy
described
to the
her.
rescue.
Dead.
You broke her. Good timing.
Oh, that was good. It was good.
Well, our party has made it to Sanctuary, possibly. Who knows? But if Judy's there, it's probably okay,
If Judy's
right?
there, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
The savior of humanity.
We will be taking a week off as we wrap up this arc, and we will be back on June 29th. We will be back on June 29th for a new chapter in this chronicle as our party figures out whether or not they can live in confined spaces together.
It's literally been a day. One
One
day.
single day.
We're gonna do some outros here. Thank you all so much for sticking with us this evening. Diana, who are you? Where can folks find you, and what you got going on?
So I'm Diana. You can mostly find me here. Tomorrow, I have the second episode of The Nightlife, a Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle set in Miami that I'm running for Renegade Games. You can catch that at 7:30 Pacific over on Play Renegade, their Twitch channel. That's a really fun one. It's all about Kindred managing a nightclub. My cast for that is incredible. I have Cynthia Marie, Nori Ibrahim, Jen Kretschmer, and Gabe Hicks. So all good stuff. And then Thursday I'll be back here for Iron, Dust, and Blood.
Alexander Cross here. Where can folks find you? What you got going on?
So I'm Alexander. I've been your good friend Daniel for this adventure. And you can find me on Instagram at Alexander_Eccles. And then anywhere else would be Otterman, spelled with a 0. I've got some books on Audible. Zotterman, yeah. I've got some books on Audible, the Time Chronicles, and I'm working on a new one with a cybernetically enhanced chimpanzee. So that's going to be fun.
Diggity dog.
Who smokes a stogie. Yeah.
Like you do. Like chimpanzees do.
And then we got a new trailer for Lupus Ex Machina, which is on my Instagram's bio. So you can check it out there. And that's all the fire guns I have. Finger guns I have.
Noir, where can folks find you?
Hey, folks, Albert Noir. You can find me all over the internet as The Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Also, the Necrobiotic Kickstarter has wrapped, but the stretch goal for me was reached, so I'll be working on a module for that. I'll also be taking a part in a few other writing projects. I can't announce them just yet, but please be sure to catch me on Critical Misses every Monday for Kingsguard. And if you like music involving tabletop stuff, I'm doing that a lot more on Twitter, and I'll be doing it on my Twitch too. So we'll be custom making songs about the tabletop experience. Womp womp. Oh, I got
fun stuff. And last but certainly not least, Lord Fancy.
Yes, I am the Lord Fancy. You can find me
Shouldn't you say it like
times.
Lord Fancy?
Lord Fancy. Indubitably. You can find me 2 times a week, except every 3rd or 4th. How does that work? 3 on,
3rd.
1 off.
3 on, 1 off.
Fourth.
Yeah.
So every fourth week. So most of the time on Tuesdays and Thursdays on this channel, I will be there Thursday for the season finale of Iron, Dust, and Blood with Bard and Barbarian. And tomorrow we have a wonderful, another amazing episode of Fancy's Fables with a guest. So make sure you tune in to check it out and see who's playing with us. And yeah, that's the stuff I'm doing.
And I have been your game master for this evening. And I lost my picture. You can find me on all the socials as Stashmandu. Like Diana and Lord Fancy said, we have Iron, Dust, and Blood this Thursday, which is a Call of Cthulhu Down Darker Trails, where we are wrapping up a 16-episode saga for the first major arc for our Iron, Dust, and Blood campaign. And we're also going to have a brand new product specifically for that campaign that will be released on Thursday. Well, not released, but we've got the mock-ups for it, so we're pretty excited about it.
Pretty amazing.
Thank you all so much for sticking around. This has been a wonderful episode. I loved this arc, getting everybody back to the same place. It's been a challenge. juggling two completely separate parties. So I hope that you all have enjoyed that. And make sure you tune back in 2 weeks for to see how this wonderful group of lovable misfits work together to survive the zombie apocalypse. And as always, support these players, find out where they're at, subscribe to their YouTube channels, follow them, share their stuff. This is a free way to support them and let them know that you're enjoying the things that they're doing, and spread the word about us. We've got a great Discord community, so come over and join our Discord channel and get in on the fun stuff. Are we gonna raid Hunter's Entertainment
We
again?
always do.
All right, we're gonna
One
send
of
you
these
over
days
to
they're gonna notice us.
yeah.
Senpai will notice us one day.
Notice me.
Witness me.
We're still working on the Honda.
Honda, John Mayer, Bed
Yep.
Bath and Beyond.
Yep. We got it. You know, there's so much opportunity for product placement in this particular game. So we'll see
Apparently
what
not
we can do.
Safeway, but, you know.
Yeah,
All right,
Safeway.
let's kick it over to Hunter's Entertainment.
Walmart. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Or no, 2 days. We'll see you Thursday. Be here Thursday.
Yes, Thursday. We have another show. Thursday. All right.